36 millimeter stanchions, $85. That's unheard of. There's a turtle. Let's take him off the trail, because that's what we do. I'm not going to call it a box turtle. That was a bear. I'm going to call it a red-eared slider. And watch me be wrong. Oh God, he's making noises. Look at that. Dude, he is sealed up. He's probably trying to head towards that water down there. There you go. Cross the road. All right. Not going to call him a box turtle.
I mean, wow. This is bad. This is a whole new level of evil right here.
You're going to need the elbow pad.
Wolf Tick Nation, thank you guys for tuning into once again another Wolf Tick Videos episode. On today's episode, long-awaited Catazer Fork. All right, advertised between.
Bless you.
Thank you. Advertised between 160 to 170 millimeters of travel.
I've told people in the comments that we might remeasure after some break-in, because some people said they think it's hitting stops and this and that and that.
Yeah.
It might have more to give once it's kind of used.
When we measured it, taking the air out and then re-putting air in at 65 PSI, we got right at 153.3, I think.
We went up to 90.
Was it 90?
We did 90 and then let air out.
Okay, it was like 153.3 millimeters of travel. All right, it's the super budget. You guys can check the affiliate links. When Wolfman ordered this, it was $85.
$85.99 to be exact, and I think I'm gonna include that in this. I'm gonna have to record that. I'm gonna show people. Some people are calling BS.
Oh no, you show them a screenshot. Boost through axle, 22 clicks of rebound. It's an air fork compression knob. It's gigantic, 36 millimeter stanchions. It's a Catazer Fork. It's on the Comp Zerker. We're fixing to go down everybody's favorite test track in the world. It's the Cats Meow. We're going to do initial impressions, or we're going to do a real-time review. We're not going to be scoring on this episode, because if it holds up, I think it needs to go to Mount Nebo, go to the Black Diamond, and we'll put it through some hell there if it holds up on today's Cats Meow trail. All right, guys? So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the smalls, the mediums, the bigs that Cats Meow has to offer, okay? How the suspension feels overall. Is it worth $85? Is it going to hold up? I know a lot of people are curious about this fork, and they're worried about my health when it comes to this fork. So hopefully it's not another Himalo incident. And I'm hoping that nothing goes wrong on the Cats Meow and it's butter.
Hang on now. Hang on the Himalo. I'm going to defend the Himalo on that particular fork.
That's a skyscraper fork.
Yeah, it was on the skyscraper, but on that one, you lost your rear brake. It had nothing to do with the fork.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
The fork didn't malfunction. The brakes did. You had just your front brake and you went over the bar.
Okay. Well, guys, let's do this. Enjoy the slow-mo. Me and Wolfman worked hard on the slow-mo. We're running out of ideas.
Gratuitous slow-mo.
Very gratuitous. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go do a real-time review on the Catazer. I'm just as nervous as you are.
The scoring to come. Hey, I think you should check that air pressure in that fork, because it's been, well, let's see, it's been a little over a week since we did the initial impressions.
Oh, do you think I should try it? You think I should test it? That's a good idea.
Well, Who had the idea, first of all?
Hey, did you guys enjoy that gratuitous slow-mo?
Who had the idea, Buster?
Yeah, I know you guys are all pumped and ready for us to get on the trail. No, we're going to test the air pressure. It's been quite a while since we put the fork on this bike. And it's like Wolfman was saying, it's been through different climates.
It's been, yeah, because it was hot, cold, and hot. And
been across the United States.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's been across a few states now.
All right, so right now, guys, this is a new shock pump. 75, 100, 50.
Is that shock pump kicking?
It kind of is.
Do you need daddy?
Oh, they go up by 5s. We're exactly at 165. It's just different because it's a new, it's a new
We
shock.
better not be at 165.
No, we're exactly at 65. It goes in 5 little mark increments, and then there's nothing in the middle. It kind of confused me there for a little bit.
Well, you confused me with your 165.
We're at 65 PSI. I think that's going to be appropriate, given the amount of travel. I think it'll be good.
And I was explaining this in the comments too. Someone said something about it. You know, they tried to make a cheeky comment about it's 2025 and we don't set the sag or something like that. Normally, these kinds of forks, these non-name brand forks, don't have very good progression.
Well,
But
I mean,
name brand forks, we usually set between 20 and 30.
yeah. And this one here, remember guys, it doesn't even have an air chart or warning labels.
Does it not have an air chart at all? I thought it
No.
did. Look at it, make sure it don't.
I know it doesn't. We just did the initial impressions episode.
Well, which one did we have the other day that we had an air chart on it?
Not this one.
I'm gonna have to go over there and look at it because I know we just had one that had an air chart. I'm not talking about an air pressure chart. I'm talking about a sag chart.
Oh yeah, it's got a sag chart and a stanchion.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
Let's do something. I'm still wore out from downtown.
That's a negative on
Oh, we're filming. All right, guys, what we're gonna do. All right, guys, we're gonna be doing the positive, negative, who this bike is for. We had to move locations. We got some skaters showing up. Maybe we'll be able to get some B-roll of them for you guys. That was a show. I'm gonna ride around this, warm up for a second. Jesus, I'm trying to get a hold of myself on this bike, and let me tell you something. What the hell is that? What am I rubbing on? You guys hear that? Oh, dude, I'm old school right now. I was old schooling it. I was, what do you call that? Playing card or baseball carding it. Old school. Man, I should have kept on there like a motorbike. Anyway, I need to get warmed up here. I'm trying to get my bearings in. I was going to let you guys know, it is such a weird feeling on this bike, and the reason why is because the cockpit is such a small area. We always talk about that with the Comp Zerker. That's one of the downsides with this bike, but just that this fork has 170 something millimeters of exposed stanchion, I am way up here. I do not like the feeling of being this high up. This is like crazy. That small cockpit, really wide bars. I think I can get down in this fork. We're gonna give it a couple of bumps. We're gonna give her a couple of bumps here and see. All right, you guys like those camera angles? I'm hoping we don't hit this bottom one. Wolfman's gonna be upset. I don't think we will, but I had to get some different camera angles because the damn fork is so big. It's such a monster. So we've got 11 clicks of rebound right now, and we have got the compression full open, 65 PSI. We're gonna lock this compression up. It doesn't say that it's a lockout. It says compression with dampening or whatever. But remember, Wolfman actually tried that on the Wolfman dyno and did not make any change with the amount of clicks. I think there's 11 clicks there. But I'll tell you what, that sucker locks out for sure. Be a fun ride on the Comp Zerker. Tapered fork, should feel pretty solid up front. Again, it does have the boost through axle, and this is a non-boost through axle wheel. So we got the adapter kit, and that's going to make your, comes with a rotor adapter and then 2 big washers basically to make it fit, save you a little bit of money. And you got the option to, you know, you buy a boost fork, a good deal, and then you're like, I don't really like that fork. Then you can go ahead and sell that and get just a regular fork with a through axle, not boost. And for $9.99, I don't know, I'd rather spend the money there than unless you have a fork that you're like sold on and you love. But anyway, very interesting. This fork is going to be a definite test on today's trail. Conditions are great. This bike is, somebody was talking about in the comments like, oh man, you should put on something better. This is the Comp Zerker, baby. We've got an L2 group set on this thing. We got carbon fiber bars. It's a great bike. I do not like the tires. I mean, the tires are Honey Badgers. They're nasty. They grip super good. I just can't stand them because you can feel every little nook and cranny on the trail. All right, let's unlock this fork. That is hard to grab onto. You guys can see that's difficult. Okay, now we got a little bit of movement, and that compression ring was all the way down. We'll go all the way down again, and we'll take a look at it before we start hitting some mediums. Yeah, 2 cameras. The fork is so big. 36 millimeter stanchions, $85. That's unheard of. As long as this fork is, guys, we've done 140 millimeter travel fork on this bike before. But the 170, and I know that's not the overall travel, but some people were saying, hey, give it a chance. It's supposed to be 160, 170. It does have 173 millimeter stanchions that are exposed, okay? It is like, it's almost making me do a wheelie. And I don't know if that's because of the little bitty cockpit and the short amount of reach that I can't really reach out. I'm almost pulling up as I climb, and this massive fork is not helping with taking that away or deadening that whatsoever. But on the flat ground, it's actually a little poppy. I can hear that air kind of circulating in there, the oil. Not bad in the smalls. Again, we're going to look at that compression ring up here when we get to the sidecar. Got a lot of climb, but we're going to be going to the Cats Meow. And that's where we're going to put this thing through the test. See how it does in the turns. See how it does in the jumps. Just swallowed a gnat. Okay, here's a little bit of rocks here. And I'm just kind of sitting, standing. It's possible. Kind of doing that number there like you would. I don't want to put too much weight on this fork in the small areas. I want to just ride like I normally would a regular ride. But when it comes to the course, of course, I'm going to try to flat land some stuff. I'm going to try to be rough on it, but at the same time be smart. Okay, she's feeling okay. What I like is I don't feel any hard spots in the stanchions when it's compressing. That's what I look for. You always feel that on a real budget fork or something that has stanchions that are this damn long. You feel that grinding, that friction of the stanchions getting sucked back in. And I don't feel that right now with this fork. Is that because there's just so much travel? Or is that because it's actually doing its job? Not too sure. You guys will have to be the judge on that bottom camera because I can't see what exactly the movement's looking like. But I can just tell you the way it feels. And it's not terrible. I really want to pull my weight on the front right now. But I don't want to mess up and look at that. I don't want to mess that compression ring up before we look at it. Not bad in the smalls. Let's take a look at this. Wow. That's a lot of compression that we used, or a lot of travel. Look at that. Jeez. That's a good amount. And this thing's going to max out from when we did it in the shop somewhere up here. So look at that. 150 millimeters of travel. I probably used, what'd you guys say, about 50 there? 100, somewhere around 50, maybe 55. That's not bad. And that was on the small area. And that's half of the rebound right now. It's kicking back just fine. It's nice and supple. 65 PSI is going to be a really good tester. I'm just hoping I don't knock that camera off if it fully compresses. But let's get up to the Cats Meow. We'll do a little bit of everybody's favorite run. All right, good ride up. I'm going to drop that compression ring. And you see how I zip tie this on there in case my knee hits that? I'm going to take this camera mount off. Pick up my zip tie. We're going to take this camera mount off because I don't want to interrupt our ride today. All right, you're going away. GoPro Hero 10, by the way. Enduro battery and Media Mod. Check it out in the photo links. All right, here we go. Seat post is dropped. This is the Catazer. All right, now she's open. Catazer is fully open. 11 clicks of rebound. I think it's fine. 65 PSI. Standing room only. Let's do this. We're on the Cats Meow, everybody's favorite test track. All right, let's start getting her going here. I believe this is 11 speed. So we're gonna go to probably 9th. Okay, now, yeah, definitely not enough slack for this fork. I can't see my front tire right now as I'm standing up and pumping. Okay, she's good on the rebound for sure. If I pop that front end up a little bit, we can row nice and easy with it because the wheelbase is so short with this thing. Okay, good amount of little air there. She's pushing out and she's absorbing nicely. Okay, I'm kind of surprised. There's still no friction feel. There's no friction feel on those stanchions, and I can be as bouncy as I want to be. Wow, am I curious to see the amount of travel that we're going to get on this guy. All right, we got the little pumps here, a couple of tabletops, and Big Sister Brandy step up. There's 1, 2, here's the step up, 3. Wow, the fork, my front tire, I can't see it, guys, with my full face in the camera. Most of the time I can, depending on how raked out a bike is, right? But the weird thing I have to get used to is that front wheel, that fork's absorbing before I'm really ready to plant myself in the cockpit and land. It's making contact. Even I'm getting decent air right now, and it's making contact way before I actually feel it getting there. Wow. We have used up some travel. I haven't bombed it out yet. Look where that compression ring is. I mean, geez, we were right here earlier, and look at it now. We're getting some suspension out of this guy. I can feel the smoothness of those 36mm stanchions. Again, I'm surprised that there's no feel of friction on the stanchions. We didn't grease these things up or oil them up. We're running them just how we got them out of the box. That rebound is perfect right now. I just don't like how long the fork is because this bike is not slacked. The wheelbase is great for getting some speed in the pumps because right when you think you're about to drop that butt down, your front just dips really low and you kind of just take off. So that feeling right now is great. It's going to take some getting used to. We have the tire test area down here. I'm wondering if we can bomb this thing out between the trees. We're going to try because we only have one camera to worry about. So we're going to try to get a little hard on the front end up here and see what we can do. And hopefully she does good in the turns with not just shooting me out. So spot between the trees. Okay, I bottomed it out there. That was a bottom out. I'm so curious. In the trees. Okay. I bottomed it out there. Oh, I'm so curious on the amount of travel now. Okay, a little bouncy after that big hit. A little more, okay, it's a little poppy now. It was smooth with the medium stuff. Another big hit. Okay, she's absorbing the turns nice. Ah, okay. Okay, very poppy, but really the preload isn't bad. It's almost as if, oh my gosh. Okay, she's wanting to take off. Nice. It's almost like there was trapped air or something in there. It completely changed the feel of the fork. Wow, and I'm going to the corners beautifully. I'm getting to go in there really low and absorb all of that, or I guess it decompresses nice and smooth. A little drop. Decompresses very smooth coming out of the churn. It doesn't shoot me out, but holy crap. We were here, then we were here, then we were here, and that last tabletop, we hit right there. I mean, no friction. I'm speechless. I'm a little speechless. You have any questions for me?
Yeah, first of all,
Interview me.
Huh?
Interview me.
Okay, my first question is, Was 65 pounds of pressure too much?
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, it was perfect.
And the big question I have, I don't know what others are going to have, but my big question right off the bat is, did it have the progressive feeling?
Okay, so progressive feel is going to have to wait for a better trail.
Okay.
More hits. What I was surprised with this fork was, I want you to look at that compression ring and see where it's at.
Okay.
Look how much travel we're using.
Uh-huh.
It's a buttload of travel.
That's a lot of travel.
The fork is, I don't want to start overdoing it before we get to test it and rate it.
Yeah,
okay?
we don't want to tip our hand too fast.
Yeah, because we will be rating this fork and doing a black diamond run on it now because it held up, okay?
And maybe a little bit of other stuff.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of other stuff. The thing here, guys, is I'm impressed, very impressed with the fork.
I mean, look, 89 or 85.99 when we bought. I understand they immediately jacked the price when traffic started hitting,
Which is wrong.
Which is wrong for them to do. I get all that, but we just bought it for that, and then we threw up the link when we put the video, and immediately people are like, whoa! I go back, I look, and then and now I think it's sold out. So, but the point is at that price, you're saying you're starting off a little impressed.
Very, very impressed. The smalls are good. The smalls really surprised me. Okay? So far. The medium hits really surprised me. The amount of, I've got it halfway on the rebound. Remember this one, when you start going to the slower side, you start feeling it a little bit more. And it's perfect with 11 clicks of rebound, 65 PSI. The downsides to the fork, without talking about riding it, like during the, the test, I don't like the compression knob. On the way back, guys, I had it locked out when I was climbing out of the Cats Meow, and then I went to unlock it. And what I'm noticing is it's very hard to just manually do it without having to get off the bike and do it. And the reason why is because it kind of puts some pressure on it. It's very strange. Like you can't get it. It's almost like
it's locked and you're against the lock.
I guess I don't know if I'm sitting so low on it or there's pressure built up or what exactly it is. But I've noticed I was like having problems with it, and I told the camera I was having problems with it when I was climbing and opening it back up. I thought it was just hard to get to, but not only is it is difficult to get to, it's not a lot of knobbage there, but the problem is when you're on it, it's like it's no longer just manually reach down and do it. You pretty much have to get off the bike and undo it because that constant pressure on it. That I've never experienced that before. So that's a little bit weird on there.
I have an idea the next time you ride it then. When it might be a little tricky, but when you go to unlock it, maybe even kind of without wrecking, give it a little yank back.
A little yank up, yeah if I could try to do that.
Unlock.
Yeah, so that's a little difficult to unlock, but no problems with going from lock to unlock as far as movement-wise, right? Like it doesn't act weird when you unlock it right away. Just when
has
you're doing
tension holding it in place.
Yeah, so that's a little weird. The other weird thing that I experienced...
locking it out isn't weird?
No, locking out's fine, just unlocking it. The other weird thing, and we're going to have to see on Hayes Creek, it's tripping me out because in the medium sections, like right into the swing after the big hit where the trees is, between the tree spot between the trees, right after that, you get this little bitty drop, and then you swing left, and then you go over a little berm, and they've kind of built it up a little bit. You start to get a lot of travel up in the front end, and what's happening is I think there's some air buildup up there because it went from being super plush, going off of like little features, to almost being a little bouncy. It was like getting air or building up air, or maybe not being able to really get that full rebound ability. So I don't know if that's going to rebound issue.
It sounds like your rebound is set too fast to me.
Well, it was set perfect, but after this, it started to be, or after this, like nice and smooth, it was great. And then once it started to really get working on it, it almost like pressurized a little bit more and started getting a little bit different feel for the front end.
Okay.
So if you guys, I don't know, I don't think that's air locking. I don't know. I think there's a term for that. Let us know in the comments, guys.
It's not suck, is it?
No, it's not getting sucked down and stopping. What's happening is just getting more progressively bouncier when it's getting some full movement, you know?
Okay.
Whoever was saying that they think it gets more travel with the use, I think they may be correct. I was very impressed with...
Well, I don't think we did a really great measurement, and that's why I don't know if I want to count that against it yet. I think I would do a remeasure.
Swallowed gnats out there.
I wonder if we can get a caliper tool that has a bigger range on it.
I don't know. We'd have to look for something like that, but impressed with the fork. The other thing I'm going to end it with, I was very impressed with, and I said it a couple times out there, is a fork that's this long. This is a long fork, and it's not meant for this bike because the cockpit is so tiny. We talked about not being able to see your wheel because of the lack of slack, and going up and climbing with it was like I was wanting to do a wheelie. So I did get that effect today. What I'm impressed with this fork is it doesn't feel like these stanchions are rubbing at all. There's no friction on the stanchions. It's very smooth for what it is. And is that because I'm directly up, almost upright on it with minimal slack? I don't know what it is, or if it's just good quality of the fork. But the 36mm stanchions definitely felt out there today. I'm looking forward to messing with the rebound more on the next trail. I'll definitely have to set the rebound a little bit faster. For what it is, the Catazer, the price, I'm impressed with the fork, but we have to still rate this thing. We still have to take it on the trail. But the good news is the next time you see this fork, it will be both of those on the same episode. So we'll take it down Hayes Creek and then we'll rate this thing. But so far, so good. I'm a little bit sketchy about the amount of pressure buildup after a lot of hits, fast hits.
Well, that should, if it is a problem after you use some adjustments, that'll rear its ugly head on Hayes Creek when you do all the rock garden stuff and all that.
Yeah, Savage Rock Garden right into a tabletop, right into that bottom berm, big churn. It's really going to act up there if it's going to act up again, or just see if that's the way this fork is. But anyway, guys, the Catazer, I mean, that's all I got to say about it. We will see you guys on the next episode. Please turn those notifications on. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Check out the affiliate links in the description below. And yeah, man, thanks for watching. As always, that was a lot of fun. I was kind of speechless at the bottom of Cats Meow, I'll admit.
Wow.
But we have yet to test it on something more serious.
The tick speechless.
It's coming.
Yeah.